Welcome to Trybe Talks, the podcast for parents who are trying to do it all and stay sane in the process. I'm Princess Nyah, your host and founder of Trybe, your personal parenting assistant. Each week we dive into real conversations, parent hacks and stories that remind you ain't doing this shit alone. Now let's get into it. Hey everyone, it is Nyah, aka Princess Nyah, aka Kizzy's mum, and we're back with another episode of Trybe Talks. And today I'm so excited to speak to the amazing, and if we had a studio audience, you'll hear the roar. I'm introducing today. We'll do it in the edit. Lala, thank you so much for taking time to come and speak to me today. Can you tell the people who you are and what it is you do?
So my name is Lala and I'm an event management organizer. I have a company called the Hive, which basically puts on events mainly for SEN parents, but I put on events whenever anyone asks me, really.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Okay, so for the people that don't understand what SEN is, I mean, you must have been living under a rock to not understand what SEN is. However, the people that live under rocks, please, can you explain to them what SEN is?
So SEN, S-E-N-D, is special educational needs and disability. So it just refers to children who are at school that require additional help.
Okay.
Whether that's through because of their autism or because they have a physical disability. That's basically what it means.
Okay, and you are doing events for the parents of those children.
Yeah, so as being a SEN parent, I'm a SEN parent myself. We go to a lot of events, but those events are like meetings, tribunals, workshops.
Real serious stuff.
Going to Parliament, advocating. And I just wanted them to go to an event that wasn't about being a SEN parent. Okay. It was about being free, whether you're a mum or a dad of a SEN child. It's about being free, letting your hair down, getting drunk.
Enjoyment,
yeah. It's just being you, putting the cape down for a minute and just living in your truth and who you are. And then when you go home, your child's probably up at 1 a.m. because that's what comes with being a SEN parent. Okay. Only struggle with sleep. So about being in a judgment-free zone, because a lot of parents, when you go out, they're like, oh my God, you're out. Like, why are you sleeping in a corner? Whereas as a SEN parent, if I see you sleeping in the corner, I get it. I get it.
Wow, that is so powerful. Do you know what it's like? As I said, like the SEN thing is so like it's everywhere at the moment. You know, there's a lot of spotlight on, and there's people like yourselves doing really amazing things to show that there is a wider community out here. And just because you have SEN children, like you are like we all want to run away from our kids. Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? And it's okay. So to hear that you're providing a safe space for like-minded parents to be able to go and just be completely vulnerable, like is really, really amazing. Like honestly, like it actually sounds really, really incredible. So what made you start it in the first place? Obviously, I know you said it's like, a bunch of serious events follow SEN. So what made you start it? What was the tipping point for you?
We did a live, so me and a few other it was mums on this live, and we were just basically talking about our experience, and they were like, well, what do you do to mentally, unwind? And, everyone says they go to the gym, they go to church.
The gym one kills me though, because that's what people say all the time. Like, so what do you do? I go to the gym. I hate the gym.
I go to the gym to unwind. I find it quite stressful.
You just go there to try and be fit and just, be healthy, like not to unwind.
Not to unwind. I said, I like to go out with my friends. I like to have cocktails. The best part for me is like, I'm going to get my hair done and I'm going to get my nails done. Most of the time you're in a tracksuit and your hair's in a bun. So the whole journey of getting ready to go out, even if I go out for half an hour and I'm like, I need to go home, the whole process of knowing I'm going to see my friend, my hair's done, I look like a human being.
Yeah.
And we have a few drinks. I get to eat my food in peace. Nobody's asking me what's that.
Shoulder.
Yeah, like that whole process to me helps my mental state. It reminds me of who I am outside of being a mum and a wife and a sister and all the things. Yeah, and I have I call them my tribe, actually. I call them my tribe, my friends. And I explain that on the lives, like my tribe, they're not all SEND parents, but I don't have to explain myself to them.
Because they get it.
They get it. They get that being a SEND parent comes with a lot of anxiety, a lot of tiredness, same things as a regular parent.
Yeah, I was going to say
another
like
layer.
It does sound very similar. However, I feel like, you know, it's like it goes back to like before having children. And I remember thinking to myself, you know, if you'd be out and you'd be at a restaurant and I'd see a kid throw himself on the floor and I'd be like, not my kid. Yeah, if I had a child, I'd never do that. Or if I see like a 2-year-old eating some type of, I don't know, a sweet off the ground or just something. And you're like, no, I would never do that. Or a kid, a restaurant with an iPad. And you think, oh, that's so bad. Da, 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 da. And then you have your child. And like my daughter doesn't suffer with SEN. However, she's a very active kid. So it's like there's certain things now that like she would be out at a restaurant and her friends, like they're just going crazy. And I'm exhausted. So I'm like, I can't see them. Yeah. So on like, that's just like an average kid. So to have a child that has different, you know, that they need different support, I can only imagine the weight that feels like just to do normal everyday things, you know?
Yeah, my older son, he doesn't have any SEN, or I think he doesn't have any SEN needs. But I used to be like that, like, oh my God, why is that child on the floor? Why is that child doing this? Why is that child doing that? And then when I had my younger son, it's like, okay, I get it.
It's like your glasses came off and you're like, I can really see.
I can see. And so a lot of things that children do, we associate it with them. They need to be obedient or they're disobedient.
Yeah.
And when you have a SEN child, especially a child that is neurodivergent, you realise that there's so much going on in their head that it's nothing to do with obedience, and it's all to do with how they perceive the world and how we perceive the world as well. Like, we just need to let go of judgment and just let people be.
Yeah, and do you know what it is as well? I feel like coming from the 90s and the early 2000s, when you think of SEN and like special needs, you think of the most far on the spectrum, the non-verbal, the you know, that's the visual that we kind of think when you think of somebody with special needs, when in fact that's actually not the truth. It's so vast. Like it goes from one linear all the way to another. And like even what you're just explaining to me now, it's like my daughter, I always say, you don't listen to me every time. You don't listen. And then one day I sat her down and I said, let me ask you a question. What's going on in your head? What are you thinking about right now? And she was like, the 7 puppies, and then of the chewing gum that you had that I wanted and you said I couldn't have it, and then my, you know, I have homework from school and I really want to play with my eye. She reeled off so many things. It made me really realize that, okay, she ain't SEN. However, kids, their brains are very different. They're very different to an adult. And when you're trying to teach them, unless you really understand what they are going through, it's going to be very difficult to communicate. And that's when the bad behavior comes in. Because is it bad behavior or is it a pushback because they don't feel seen and they don't feel heard?
They don't feel seen, they don't feel heard. And I think it's a processing, which this is what I've learned along with SEN. We all process information differently, whether you have SEN or not. And as a child, I think we want them to act like children, but we also want them to act like adults. You get like, they should just know it. How should they just know it?
Yeah.
Or you told them once, okay, but I've told you as an adult that you should do a certain thing before, and you're still doing it your own way.
No, that is profound. You need to say that again. Honestly, so you're right. It's like we tell our children, I've told you something, you should just do it. Whereas as adults, it's like, yeah, I should cut out sugar because it's really not good for you. You should cut that out. Okay. Then goes the sugar.
So,
we don't listen.
We don't listen.
So it's wild to hear it like that because it's the truth.
But yeah, I think like maybe because I have 2 lenses that I have as a mum. Yes. I have one for a child that's not SEN and one that is for a child that is SEN.
And how old are they? What's their age gap?
14 and 8.
Okay. Oh, so you have an 8-year-old. Oh, wow. And an 8-year-old. The 8-year-old's hard, man. Like, honestly.
They know everything.
They know more than I feel like. How are you knowing all this stuff? It is insane. Do you think it's a technology?
I think so, yeah.
Is it a mix?
I think it's the technology, access to information is just more ready.
Yeah, because if my daughter wants to know something, all I hear is, Alexa, what is the size of how many people are living in China right now? Huh? What? You know, like they have, and on her, she done something on her iPad the other day where she can talk to it and it just does, like it types all the stuff for her. So I'm like, you need to take that off, because no, when you're writing a message, she's not writing a message anymore. It's like, well, send mommy a message and say, I love you.
Yes. That's exactly what my son does as well. So he's worked out that, he just talks to his iPad and iPad will do everything. He asks me, he always has asked me the most strangest questions.
Okay.
So he might ask me like, what is the population of Japan? And I'm like, how am I supposed to know that? And he'll go, okay, wait 1 minute. And then he'll say iPad, Alexa, or whoever. And then he'll be like, and then he'll tell me the answer. And I'm just like,
that's a superpower though.
Why do I need to know that?
Yeah, but for him, no, but it's a superpower. Honestly, like, I feel like as someone is, for me, like I struggle myself with certain things. So like I have ADHD and I got told I was dyslexic many years ago. And I always just like, no, I haven't. And I feel like over the last 5 years, I've really started learning what it actually means. Because ADHD sounds like, and I'm a bit like that. However, as you said earlier on, it's not that. It's the way that I receive the information and what you've said and what I think it means to me will be different to what it means to somebody else.
Correct.
And by understanding that helps with communication in so many ways. And I'm an adult. So for me, it's like, if I struggle at this age, someone will send me a message and I will read it and I'll go off and to do something pertaining to the message. It's got nothing to do with the message because what I've received is not what was actually been told to me. It's the way that I'm receiving it. Yeah. And I feel like understanding that that's me as an adult, children they might not need to be diagnosed, they're just understanding things differently anyway because they're kids.
They're kids, yeah.
It's not nothing to do with their special need. They just don't, they're not hearing everything.
They're not hearing everything. They don't have maturity, they don't have the intelligence, they don't have the emotional,
the patience.
The patience, but we're literally feeding them information as if they are adults, especially our young Black children. We're
overcompensating, man.
Yeah, and I do that with my son all the time. I'm constantly, my older one, I'm constantly like, you've got to work harder.
You've got to work 10 times harder.
You've got to do 10 times harder. And he'll be saying to me,
calm down, though.
Mum, calm down, chill out. He'll be saying, oh, but, my friend did it like that. And I'm like, but you're not your friend.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like you live in my house because this is me. My daughter's learning the times tables. She goes, I know them all now. I said, cool, do you know the 13s? She said, the 13s, that ain't on the list. I said, exactly. Get to learn in the 13s because everyone's gone up to 12. You need to work harder. And that is a lot of pressure.
It is. And I literally have to pull myself back sometimes. But it's hard because we understand the reality of the real world when they leave school. And I just want him to
thrive.
I want him to thrive. I want him to be prepared. I never want, and I say this to him, and he could never, ever leave school and say, my mum and dad, they held me back. My mum and dad didn't let me do this. I never had any opportunities. He has so many opportunities and access to so much information and people that if he fails, he's failing because he didn't want it.
And you know what? You have to, that's not going to happen. We rebuke it. But whatever the fate is, I feel like as a mum, and I'm very similar to you, the power is in, this is what you've been given. You've got a great starting pack. And what you choose to do with this starter pack,
it's up to you.
It's entirely up to you. I'm not going to pressure you to be anything, but this is the starter pack.
Yeah.
You've got the classes, the after school activities. You've got the, like my daughter said to me, "Oh, mummy, can you I know what I want for Christmas." I'm like, okay, this is like 2 months ago as well. I'm like, babes, we're not even halfway through the year. Can we just? She goes, I want a 3D printer, and I'm like, wow, you want a 3D printer? Like there are kids that want ball guns, whatever it is, toys, and you want a 3D printer. I said, why? It's because I want to make phone cases and I want to sell them. So then part of me was really proud because I thought, I was an entrepreneur. And then I thought, have I polluted you into this place of you need to be an entrepreneur because I'm so obsessed with it? Yeah. How do you manage not putting on, I don't know, what you needed or wanted as a child
onto him?
Yeah, like is there balance?
No.
No,
There's no balance. I'm going to be honest. There's not. I could sit and say, yeah,
There is.
no, there's not. If you know my son, he does football.
Okay.
He does acting. He runs his own business. Wow. He doesn't.
Can I meet him, please?
Have any free time. One, because I know the type of boy I'm raising. There's no. I don't want you on the street.
Yeah. Free time equals being idle.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If he plays for 2 football teams, he's an academy trialist. He just started his GCSEs. He's in year 9, but they start the school he's at, they start their GCSEs early.
Okay.
I've sent him to a private school. All of our money, I'd rather all my money go into his education than 2 or 3 holidays a year.
Okay.
We take a holiday if we can, but education is
first.
fundamental, it's first. So we have gone out of our way to make sure that he's good and he has options. So whether you want to be a footballer or you want to be a physiotherapist or you want to be an actor or you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to be all of those things, then it's there. And one of our people that we always mention, like, you know, like we don't idolize celebrities, but it's nice to have a compass point. And for me, we always mention LeBron James.
Okay.
And
so that's the guy.
Yeah. So, like, you know, he does football. He's not a great actor, but he tries acting.
Yeah, he does. He feels his passion. That's what he enjoys doing.
He's an entrepreneur. Like, he's a good family man. Like, he's, regardless of what goes on in the background, his image is there, and optics matter. Mm-hmm. Yes, what goes on in the heart matters, but optics also matter because we live in the real world, and the real world is judgmental. The real world is harsh. The real world is hard, dark, and I want him to be prepared. I don't want to be muddy coddling him. I want him to be prepared for what
is to come.
Yeah, I feel like he just started secondary school. It's summer term for them this week. When he goes back, he's going to be in year 10. I don't understand how we got from year 7 to year 10. By the time I blink again, you are going to be 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah. I want you to be a man that you're proud of, that we are proud of. And that's all I want for him. So I don't know what that balance is. I don't think it exists in our house. All he knows is work and pursuing his dreams. His downtime is playing his game. He meets his friends now and again. But to be honest, his friends are very like-minded as well. So they either have businesses themselves, they sell T-shirts, sunglasses. Yeah, they hustle. They all got something going on. So for him, it's the norm. Yeah. It's so like what you said with your daughter, being an entrepreneur, it's normal. It's normal. Yeah. I think if we did anything different, it wouldn't be authentic to you. It wouldn't be authentic. Yeah. I can't parent in a different way. I can only parent.
So who leads the parenting style in your household?
I think both of us.
Okay. It looked like it was you then, honestly. You looked like you was sharing it, but it looked like...
Excuse me. Hi, everyone.
Kizzy, we're recording.
So, hi, podcast people. I just had to tell you, I have a free course for kids like me. It's called Money Jazz. And it's so cool because it teaches us how to save, spend, and even invest. I'm basically a mini millionaire in training right now.
Kizzy?
Parents, you can get it for free. Yep. Free. Just click the link in the description. Thank you so much for listening to my very important announcement. Okay, Mum, you can finally have your podcast back now.
Thanks, Kizzy. Right, where were we? I think that's women in general.
Yeah. No, but I don't think it is. No, I don't. I feel like definitely I understand that there is a mother nurture and there's a mother bond that you have with your children that you can't, you know, if you're lucky to have it, because not all mums get it, but if you have it, it's there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you feel your kids, even when they're not there, you just know. And I feel like that's great. But leading your child to success, that's a different conversation. That's not someone makes the choice to say, this is what we're going to do with our kid. Yeah. And are you on it? And then the other person says, 100% I'm in. But it has to come from somewhere.
I think
I mean, because you both just can't be doing it. You both just aren't doing it.
Depends on what it is. So I would say.
So whose idea was it for private school?
It was my idea.
Yeah, you lead there.
Yeah, it was my idea for private school. I would say, but then with football, it's more. So because if it was just one thing, I could be like, yeah, I leave it. Because there's multiple.
I hear you. I do. I hear you. But someone has to start the conversation.
But I would say it's a personality. I'm quite pushy.
Go get him.
Yeah, and whereas I find my husband's quite
laid back.
Yeah.
So he fills his role, because two people can't be pushy. It's too much.
You can't be pushy. He said that the other day. He says, "Yeah, you're very good at bossing this house around."
Yeah, And a woman would. Do you know what I mean? He's put the toilet seat down. Probably put your shoes away. Where's it, guys? Exactly. We're not living like slum dogs here. Please, everyone, get your shit together. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. But I guess our focuses are different. Whereas he's more focused on the financial and keeping a roof over our head and food in the fridge.
Yes.
It does allow me then to think about the things that he doesn't have time to think about.
Okay.
So I can see what he can't see because he's stressed about
being
money.
a provider.
Yeah, he's stressed about those things. He's focused on I set the plan and he's like,
I'm going to work our side of this plan.
Yeah. I'm like, here you go.
Do you know what? That's like, I feel like it sounds like a match made in heaven, honestly. And I think that in this day and age, women potentially want to do the role that you're doing, but it's very difficult to find somebody that just gets it, and to trust the fact of, I'm going to go out and I'm going to crush it and make sure that we've got what we need. And you're going to take us to where we want to go. And it's a beautiful synergy, and I feel like you're very blessed to have that, because there's people in long-term marriages that don't have that.
I think that's just, do you know what? I've looked at, and maybe it's just my personality, but I've looked at the marriages around me. So whether that is, like my grandparents and my parents, and I think you either lean into the chaos or you are very determined not to be a part of the chaos.
Okay.
And I think I looked at those marriages and I was like, I don't want that for me.
Yeah.
I don't want that. And there's no judgment to them.
No, I don't feel like it's a judgment. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want that for myself. I want something different for myself. I don't think my marriage is something that I've seen in my family.
Okay, so you learn in the opposite way.
So I was very determined that I'm going to go this way. And I guess my personality, as you can tell, I like business. I look at everything as a model in a business, and I don't think I could ever marry. I needed to be with someone who I was very yoked with and aligned with. So a lot of the time when I say something, even if I say it first, I know he's probably going to agree.
Yeah, because your vision is aligned.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, like, especially for families. It's like, let's have a family vision and let's know where we're going as a family, because then everybody plows in because we all know where we're going. And I think we come from a generation where we're not a part of the vision. We're just following wherever our parents are going and watching the stress and thinking, I don't want this, which is a great learning curve, because some people fall into it and then you have that regenerational, oh my gosh, the traumas follow it down and we're just repeating history. And then you have the people that say, yeah, nah, not for me. I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to do things differently. And it sounds like that is an amazing plan. It is, because you have to think to yourself as well. Like I was talking about this earlier, and when I grew up, we didn't have a dining room table. So we used to eat our dinner on our laps and watch TV. And I remember, like, I hated it. I hated sitting on the floor and eating, and I hated balancing the plate on my thing. And it's just done something to me. And I come from a single parent family. It's just me, my mum and my sister, and we're all there eating, probably watching London's Burning or one of those, those 90s shows. And I remember being so obsessed with, if I ever have a child or ever have a family, I want a dining room table, Got myself a dining room table. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, I was on Spock, the wealth was not wealthing. And I went on Spock, I think it was like £30, put a tiny little dining room table. We had a dining room table. And she came, blah, blah, blah. Up to now, I have a table. My dining table actually broke. but I've got the garden. Like a car boot table. I thought, well, till I get a new one, I'm going to put that up because I need that family time. At the end of the day, 5:30, we sit down, we eat and we talk. My daughter says the prayers. How was your day? What did you do? Like, we play cards. It has to be conversation. But my daughter craves to sit at the couch and eat her dinner. So for me, it's like, I was so obsessed with creating an environment that I wanted that now I'm looking and thinking, is that going to stick with her? Or is she going to have her child and be like, no, we're not sitting at the table. We're sitting eating at the thing. So it's funny how different things affect the individual in different ways. And as you said, it's like you lean into the chaos or you say, yeah, no, I'm going in this direction. What do you think made you that? Why do you think that you're like that?
I don't know. I've questioned it. I've sat there and questioned it because I obviously have siblings and we've all reacted differently to our circumstances. Yeah. And I don't know. I can't say I didn't go out and be like, yeah, let me work on myself. Mm-hmm. My son has a saying that says, you're just built differently. Okay. And I guess we're all just built differently. We all react to things differently. Yeah. Goes back again to processing and communication
and understanding.
I have a real fear of failure, and that transcends into career, motherhood, being a wife, being a friend. Like, even with my friends, I'm like, okay, so if we're friends now, you need to understand that if I upset you, this is how you need to approach it. Yeah, because
I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah, it's almost like an informal contract that I give them at the beginning because I don't want to be a bad friend. I don't want anyone to ever say.
Have you ever done therapy?
No,
you should do therapy. There's a lot of the stuff that you're saying like really resonates with me in such a way because I definitely feel the failure thing. My thing is I don't want to be broke.
Yes.
Obsessed. I don't want to be broke. Don't want my daughter to be broke. Like, my daughter understands about investments, residual income, because I'm obsessed. Yes. I haven't set it up for myself effectively, but I will be damned if she gets to 18 and doesn't understand about how to manage your money. And I'm obsessed with it. So I've done therapy, and I done therapy by accident. I never thought I needed therapy. Girl, I'm together. I know what I'm doing. Done therapy, and I learned that my fear of failure comes from watching my mum, and my fear of not having money comes from watching my mum and watching my mum not have, and my drive to be the complete opposite to what she is. Yeah. And I never knew, I never even fathomed that and the why. And I won't go into everything. This is very, very it's a lot. But the understanding that I have of myself and the appreciation that I have of myself is much greater.
I think so.
After the therapy.
Are you one of the eldest?
I'm the eldest.
So am I.
And so I feel you, like I do. And I feel like therapy can really unlock something inside of you that you don't even know that you need to have unlocked.
I know that I feel like I would benefit from therapy, but I don't think, I'm always like, if I have therapy, that means I've got to unpack everything. And I don't have time
to unpack.
But you do. Who's going to pack it?
But you do, because you know what? You are such a strong leader in your household that you will know there's no time to down tools. You down tools in your session.
Yeah.
You put your armor back on and it's good to go. And the unlocking and the nurturing of your own soul is so powerful. And I say that because I've been through it. And because I was just like, therapy. Yeah. God, there's nothing a therapist can tell me that I don't know about myself. I know, but I just learned so much. So anyway, that's just my tip, because I resonate with you so much. And just that.
Not wanting to.
The fight.
I can't break. I can't.
There's no time to take off. There is no time. And there is something really powerful about stopping, stripping it all back, understanding, and then moving forward. And do you know who benefits the most out of all of that? Your children.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned so much little things that when my daughter does stuff now, I address her so different than I did before. Even just for an example, I was a massive crier as a kid. Yeah, and I forgot that I was very, very emotional. You could look at me, start crying. And you're not even telling me off. It could just be something. I was so in touch with my emotions that I would cry at any given moment. And I remember being told continually, stop crying, Nyah. Stop crying. And then do you know what happened? I just stopped crying, forever. Like my granddad passed and we're very, very, very close. And he passed like a few days before my wedding. It was traumatic. I think I cried maybe for half a second. That was it.
Yeah.
There was no tears. And it's because I taught myself, you lock that part up, do not cry. And then I saw myself doing it to my daughter. And I feel emotional saying it right now. Because I'm like, stop crying. And then in the moment after the therapy, I realized that is not powerful. And now I say to her, cry. You let it out. And I hug her and I embrace her. I don't let it go on for too long. Because, hey, girl, we're still trying to raise a winner. Yes. But I let her understand that connecting with your emotions is the most powerful thing that you can have. And it's not a negative. It's actually a positive. And it's a complete opposite to what I felt like growing up. Because I was never told that it was bad to cry. Yeah. I was just told to stop crying, you know? So the therapy thing, I'm just an advocate of therapy for the powerful woman, because the powerful woman can be so much more powerful if she understands just a little bit of the why, because we think we know it all and we don't. I probably have to go back to therapy again soon. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I need another deep dive. But yeah, honestly, like, it's been amazing talking to you today. Like, I want to ask you another question before we go. We're definitely going above and beyond time, but I find you so fascinating. So I want to know, like, you've expressed how much you put into your eldest son, you know? How do you manage the expectations of your younger son, knowing that he has a different way of understanding the world to your older son?
I still have high expectations of him. He doesn't get away with it because he's got needs. It's just adapted to his personality. But I think that's with any child. Every child you have, SEND needs or not, they are different. I look at my siblings, we are all different. So my children are all different. My oldest son needs more firm talking to. If you try and do soft parenting, he will laugh in your face. Whereas my younger son, if you just raise your voice slightly, he bursts into tears. So they are completely different. So my expectations for my younger son are still high, but I don't expect you to be your brother. You don't like football, so I don't expect you to be a footballer. He's more creative. So everything that I push my children to do, I am actually following their lead. I don't just say, go and do this and be great at it. Like, I remember Mum saying, oh, you know, you should go, I'd study law. I like law, it's okay, but I didn't want to study it. But she made me study it because of the vision she had for you. Mm-hmm. The vision I have for them is to be successful, but success is going to look differently on both of them. So my son wants to do all these things.
And you're there.
So I push him and I say to him, so if you want to be a footballer, you need to think about your nutrition. If you want to be a footballer, then I need to, like, I was at a conference on Saturday learning about footballers that are in an academy and contract law and agents. So if that's what you want to do, I'm going to arm myself with knowledge and I'm going to push you. My other son, he's still quite young, so he doesn't really know what he wants to be, but I see that he's good at drawing, he's good at gaming. So I'm in a position where he's got a whole gaming set up, like he's Kai's room, because that's just if I see that my child expresses an interest, I don't care if that interest lasts for 6 months or
you're going to go in with him.
I go all in to the point they're like, oh, come on.
You know, it's funny. It's like, that's how I was with my daughter. She's gone to the new loom band business. She's got the see-through bag. She's got the thank you note.
All out, personalised, everything. And I always say, I don't care if it's only a couple of weeks or for 6 months. Everything you do, there will be a learning lesson. So he started a sunglasses business. It's gone a bit quiet. But
your younger son?
No, my older son.
Okay.
And although it's gone a bit quiet, I don't see it as a failure or he's quit. His focus has shifted to something else. But everything that he learned while he was doing that, he made friends as well for life. He networking. He met someone who owns like an educational business, and although he hasn't done the business side of things for about a year, he needed to do like an experience for his Duke of Edinburgh Award. And I literally picked up the phone and was like, yeah, my son needs your help. And he was like,
It's foundations and it's collaborations and it's partnerships that start at that age, that last to when they're this age and beyond.
We didn't learn that until now. We've learned that already.
The network thing, like you know when they say your network is your net worth, like it's just, you know, connections are absolutely everything. And I think that what we're doing now in this day and age is we're creating more connections, more and more and more, and understanding the value in having a really, really dope network of people. Because as you said, you can make a phone call and say, yo, can you, do you know what I mean? And that's where the power really is for us. You know, like there was a video going around of Kanye West's daughter North when she was singing, and the comments were like, oh, she's terrible, da 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 da. And I thought, baby girl's privileged. That's white privilege. And that's what I wouldn't for my daughter. Because if my daughter can't sing for shit and she wants to get on the stage and sing, baby girl, we're going to do some vocal coaching and we're getting you on, because that is why we work so hard.
I think people think privilege and nepotism is a dirty word. I love that word.
I love those words.
I want my son to be so privileged and so, like...
Open the doors, baby.
Anyway, but he got into a disagreement with a girl at school, and they were like, oh, because, you know, they got into a disagreement, like, you know, they're both going to get, like, a detention. But his detention meant that he was going to miss football. Okay. And he came home and he was like, I bet you I'm not going to miss football. And they moved his detention around the football because of what he means to the team.
Yeah,
now,
he learned a lesson, bro. He learned it.
I'm like, but he's already clued on that when you're great at something,
nothing else
when
matters.
You're in a certain position, nothing else matters. And he's already learning the power of his talent, of his voice.
That's crazy.
He already understands that as boys, they're in the classroom, everybody's talking, he's going to get called out. I know other people would say it as, oh, but was he the black boy? Was everybody white? Is it racism? Yeah. He understands that maybe it could have been that. But also when I stop talking, all my friends stop talking. When I keep being loud. So when the teachers call him first, they call him first because they know
the rest is going to follow.
Yes, they're going to follow. So he understands. For me, I need him to understand his power, just as much as we enforce things, the weaknesses, which is like the colour of their skin, being a boy, and he's already like taller than me, and he's only
and all of a sudden they're like, you're a man, and it's like, babes, you're still a child.
But also when we impart those weaknesses onto them and those fears, that we also get them to see the flip side, like how do you use this to
your
advantage? And he already understands. He was like, I bet you ain't listening to football.
I love that.
He's like, I am not listening.
You know what? It's like,
it's valuable.
Yeah, and I feel like everything that you're doing and everything that you're explaining is just so powerful for people to understand that it is really important that what you set as precedents in your home really does roll out throughout your children's lives. And as you said, when they get to however old they are, they're going to go whatever direction they want to go in, but you've given everything that you can. Give me one little bit of advice for women that want to get out, that have sent children, and they just can't get the headspace around leaving their children to actually enjoy themselves, because they just can't cut off. I mean, people have mum guilt on a normal day. Like one girl that I was talking to a while ago, she was like, oh, I'm going on my first, I think her child was 3. She's like, oh, I'm going to go on my first girls trip. Like, I'm really anxious. Like, how do you travel without your daughter? I said, well, to be honest, as soon as my daughter was born, I made sure I went away. I think it's just like, I don't know how many weeks, but it was like, give me a night. And then it was, give me a weekend. And then it was, give me a week. Do you know what I mean? You kind of build yourself up. So anyway, what is your advice to
My advice would be, just do it. Like, I don't think there's any special recipe or tradition or journey.
Just don't overthink, innit?
Just put your clothes on,
get out
the door, call your mate or whoever, and just go. Like, just if you overthink it, you're never gonna go out the door. Just go. Whoever you leave that child with, you know that child will be safe. Whether it's the dad, grandma, auntie. Just put your clothes on, go.
Oh, I love that. My gosh. Lala! Thank you so much for joining me today. I feel like, you know, at the beginning of the conversation, you definitely sounded like maybe you're not going to really say much. Girl, you said all the things, and I'm really, really inspired by you. Honestly, like, we are definitely building a community of mums over at Trybe. We're trying to build a productivity tool that will be perfect for SEND parents, all parents as well. But the idea behind the app is that when you hand your child off, the person that is looking after your child has all the information they need about your child, so you don't have to worry. And I feel like when you have a child that needs special support, even dietary requirements, it could be a nut allergy, you kind of panic, you know?
Yeah.
Do they have, like, my daughter has a special dog that she takes to bed. She don't like little babies. She's got a fluffy toy. But it's like knowing that, make sure she has pup when she goes to bed. You know, make sure she has her eye mask. It's the little things that you want to be able to hand off and thoroughly step back into your own power. Remember who you are, as you said earlier on, and just be yourself for that moment and know that I still exist.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody.
I'm still somebody, and you're still
Kids
somebody.
grow up and they leave home.
And be out. Yeah.
And one, three, even when they don't leave home, they grow up and they
have independence.
They
want
have
to do their own
independence. They
thing.
go on holiday with their friends. My son is 14 and he's already leaving me behind. They have this festival at school, and normally we go as a family. And this year he was like, I don't think you should go. Why? I mean, it's not really your thing, is it? Yes, it is, because I go every year. And basically he was trying to say,
No, not this year, Mum.
no.
What's happening? You're lucky that the younger ones, you still got a little bit more time.
I'm always like, you're my baby. He's like,
no. Well, thank you so much for coming. Do you want to tell the people where to find you, and where, especially if anyone is suffering or just wants information about being a SEND parent and the events and stuff that you do, where can they find you?
So we are on Instagram, which is at _ the Hive, and then it's _
Okay. I'll put it in there. I'm going to put it in the description.
So we're only on Instagram at the moment. We are on other platforms, but I just stick to one.
Mainly
because
it gets overwhelming.
Yeah, it's too much. So yeah, you can find us on Instagram. Our next event is actually a dad's event at Prince of Peckham.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's going to be over Carnival weekend. So we're hoping to push the information out next week.
Okay, lovely.
So,
well, yeah, get me the information. I'll put it in my newsletter. And thank you so much for coming. You listen, you're part of the Trybe community now, so anything you need, we got you. Thanks for watching. Bye. Wow, you're still here listening. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for listening to Trybe Talks. And if you enjoyed today's episode, then please share it with another parent who needs their Trybe. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all that good stuff. And make sure you get involved and be a part of the conversation. Until next time, and remember, parenting takes a village. And now you've got one.